You slept for 7 or 8 hours. Nothing unusual happened. But when the alarm rings and before you even open both eyes, you're already negotiating with the morning. 5 more minutes, then another 5. Then suddenly you are late, annoyed, and rushing. This is not about how tired you are. This is about why the rest stopped working. And the reason is almost never what people think it is. I want to show you what is actually happening inside your body on the nights even when you have slept 8 hours but wake up feeling worse than when you went to bed. Because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And it changes everything about how you approach your sleep. By the end of this video, you will know 3 things. What is breaking your sleep before you even feel it happening? How to know if this is your specific problem? And exactly what to do about it starting this week. Most people think sleep is passive. You lie down and your body rests. That is not what happens. Sleep is one of the most active things your body does. Your brain is cleaning itself. Your cells are running repairs. Your hormones are resetting for the next day. It is a full operation. And like any operation, it needs the right conditions to run properly. Think of it this way. While you sleep, your body is running 3 things at the same time. Your muscles are being rebuilt. Your hormones are being rebalanced. That is the physical repair. Your brain is clearing out the chemicals waste that build up during the day. The waste that make it hard to concentrate and think clearly. That is your brain resetting itself. And your metabolism is quietly working in the background, keeping your energy stable so your body has fuel to do all of this. All 3 have to be completed properly. If one of them gets interrupted, you feel it the moment you open your eyes. Here is the part people do not realize. Your body does not go quiet when you sleep. It keeps working all night. And if that work gets disrupted at a level so deep that you never feel it happening, you just feel the result in the morning. There is a phase that happens in the very early hours of the morning, roughly between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., where your body starts preparing to wake up. It releases a small pulse of hormone. These hormones are normal. They are supposed to be there. But here is a problem. When your body's ability to regulate energy has been quietly declining, and this can happen over years with no obvious symptoms, that hormonal pulse does not get handled smoothly. Instead of a gentle nudge towards waking you up, it becomes a disruption. Right at the window when your deepest, most restorative sleep should be happening. Your body is essentially sounding a quiet alarm in the middle of your most important recovery window, and you sleep right through it. You just never recover properly. Here is something most people have never heard about the brain. Your brain has its own cleaning system. It only runs while you sleep, specifically during deep sleep. While you're in that deep sleep phase, your brain is flushing out waste that builds up during the day. One of those waste products is called adenosine. Adenosine is your tiredness signal. The more of it sitting in your brain, the more of your body wants to sleep. The problem is this, that cleaning system only works during uninterrupted deep sleep. When something keeps pulling you out of that deep sleep, even briefly, even in ways you never feel, the system cannot finish its job. You wake up with yesterday's waste still sitting in your brain. That is the feeling of needing more sleep when you just had 8 hours. It's not a feeling, it's a measurable physical state. Your brain is genuinely not cleaning it. Now, let me tell you about your cortisol. Most people hear cortisol and think stress. This is not quite right. Think of cortisol more as your biological ignition. In a healthy body, cortisol rises sharply in the first 30 minutes after you wake up. That rise is what actually drives you out of sleep, feeling alert, motivated, ready. But the catch here is, that morning cortisol rise depends on having completed quality deep sleep in the hours before waking. If something has been fragmented that deep sleep all night, that cortisol rise is the morning is blunted. It does not reach where it needs to be. You wake up, your eyes open, but your body has not switched on yet. That switch is cortisol. And it only works properly if your deep sleep completed the way it was supposed to be. Now, understanding why this happens is one thing, but in a few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to find if this specific pattern is running in your body right now. There is a precise, standard clinical marker to look at, and most people have never been told it exists. Let me describe the person I see most often with this problem in my clinic here in Dubai. They are somewhere between 35 and 55 of age group. They are not unwell by any standard definition. They exercise, they eat reasonably well, they are high functioning at work, but they have been running on some version of empty for years. Not collapsed, not sick, just never fully recovered, never fully sharp. Always one cup of coffee behind where they need to be. They have spent thousands on cooling mattresses and blackout curtains. They have tried different sleep apps on their phone. They have tried magnesium, melatonin, going to bed earlier. Nothing has moved the needle in any meaningful way. What I find consistently in this profile is not a sleep disorder, it's the body's energy regulation system running inefficiently, silently for a long time. And once we identified the sleep changes, sometimes within weeks, the fatigue was never mysterious, it just needed the right questions to be asked. The most common thing people say when they come in with this kind of a pattern, I just need to fix my sleep habits and I'm fine. I understand why people think that. The advice is everywhere. Go to bed at the same time every night, no screens before sleep, keep the room cool and dark. These things are not wrong, they matter. But here is what they will not fix. If the biological environment you sleep runs is unstable, no habit will overcome it. You cannot out-discipline a biological problem. Sleep quality is downstream of how your body regulates energy. Fix the upstream issue and the sleep changes. That is why people who do everything right and still wake up exhausted are failing. Their habits are fine, but something deeper is not. If this is the first time anyone has connected these two things for you, that is exactly why this channel exists. Please do subscribe. What comes next is where this gets practical. If you have made it this far, you are probably dealing with this directly. What I'm about to show you is the specific thing to check and the number to look for. This is the part that changes what you actually do. This is a way to check whether your body's energy regulation system is doing the right thing while you're sleeping. It's a simple test. Ask for your fasting insulin alongside your fasting glucose. Most standard checks only measure fasting glucose. That number tells you where your blood sugar sits on the morning of your test. It does not tell you how hard your body is working to keep it there. Fasting insulin tells you that. Where the body's energy regulation becomes inefficient, insulin has to work harder and harder to do the same job. So your glucose looks normal, but your insulin is elevated working. It's working overtime to keep it that way. The problem is invisible on a standard panel because nobody asked the second question. The number you are looking for in fasting insulin should be below 7. If you're sitting somewhere 12, 15 or higher, your body has been compensating for a long time. And that compensation is almost certainly affecting your sleep quality every night. One more number worth knowing, ask for an HbA1c as well. This is a 3-month average of how your body has been managing energy. It tells you whether this has been a short-term thing or whether it has been quietly running for a while. And if you want to actually see what your body is doing overnight, ask about a continuous glucose monitor, a small sensor worn on the back of your arm for 2 weeks. It tracks what your body is doing in real time while you sleep. You do not need to be unwell to use one. What people see on their overnight data is often the clearest explanation they have ever had for why they feel the way they do in the morning. So next, as you know this, what do we do? 3 things you can act on this week. First, at your next routine check, ask specifically for fasting insulin and HbA1c alongside your standard panel. Not instead of, in addition to. Write down these 2 names down before you go. Second, stop eating within 3 hours of going to sleep. Not 2 hours, 3. The overnight energy instability I described is significantly worse when your body is still processing a meal at midnight. This is the fastest thing most people can change immediately. Third, get natural light into your eyes within 30 minutes of waking up. You can go outside, no sunglasses. This is one step helps reset the cortisol response I described earlier. It tells your brain the day has started. It supports the very hormonal ignition that was blunted by poor deep sleep. It costs nothing and the research on it is clear. The question I always ask first when someone comes in feeling this way is not about their sleep. It's about how their body is managing energy. Because sleep is usually not the root problem, it is the result of one. If you want to understand the other signals your body sends before a problem becomes obvious, I've done a full breakdown on the markers most routine checks miss entirely. It's right there. You can see it in the channel and I will see you there.